Okay, I have this book checked out. I borrowed it from Gillibo. So it came over here and it was put on the hold shelf and I checked it out. And what I'm going to do is return it. And I'm going to go to Fulfillment Return Items and scan in the barcode. And I'm currently at the circulation desk default. That's our default circulation desk that we use to check out and check in items. And you can see that I added one called transit, so I'm going to get to that in a second, but this is the circulation desk that we've been using. And sorry, let me go back, click on return. And what we normally have been doing is scanning in the item barcode. And you're going to get a pop-up that says the item's destination is Gillibo Hall Repository. Alright, and after a couple of minutes, then what is going to print out of the printer that's located in the tech services area by Brenda's office is this. And you'll see this is the item barcode on the transit letter. And it'll say we're transferring the item below from Dorothy Hightower to Gillibo Hall Repository, and the transit date and the transfer time. In order to get this to print out a transit letter at the front desk for Gillibo items, I had to add another circulation desk. I had to add another circulation desk to Hightower Library. So Hightower Library now has a default circulation desk and a transit circulation desk. And the purpose of the transit circulation desk was to be able to print Gil Express items that are going back to their owning institution and Gillibo Hall items going back to Gillibo Hall. So if you look at the fulfillment configuration menu for Hightower, under circulation desk you're going to see actually three of them. You have the default circ desk, the transit circ desk, which I just added, and the self-check machine, which we have to have if we want a self-check machine. And you see that both of the circulation desks for Hightower that we're using, I'm not talking about self-check, are primary, and there's a check mark here. And the reason for that is you have to make your circulation desk a primary circulation desk right here in this box in order to be able to submit the transit slip job. If you leave this unchecked, it won't send the transit letter to the printer. So I thought that was interesting. And you'll see that I did not add any physical locations to the transit circulation desk. But for example, for the default circulation desk, these are all the locations that will that have items that will circulate under this circulation desk, and then whether you can check them in, check them out, or reshelve them. So under currently at, the transit circ desk is not intended to be used to circulate items or really return items, except for items that are housed at Gillibo that are going back to Gillibo, or items that are owned by some other institution that are going back to that other institution. So that's the purpose of this. And you'll also see that under general configuration, under the printer configuration page, we have two printers, and printer number 2, I gave the codename TextServe. So that just means that printer2 is at the TextServices location. This one's in the staff office area, and that's the email address associated with it. And printer number 1 is the printer that is at the CircDesk area. This is its email address, and we're just using it to first transit slips for items going back to other USG schools, or possibly the Gillibo books. And you see that you have to add a circulation desk to the printer in order to be able to print the transit slip. So after all of that, what I'm going to show you is that what you can do with the transit circ desk is select that, and then we're going to take this Gillibo book and we're going to return it. And all we have to do is enter or scan in the barcode and click OK, and that is going to well, I already checked it in, so it says item not on loan, but it normally wouldn't say that. It says the item's destination is Gillibo Hall Repository, and it's going to send the transit slip to the circulation desk printer. Alright, so that actually took about 3 minutes or so for the job to print out of the printer, but here it is, and this is what came out in the circulation desk printer. Alright, so basically the same thing is going to apply when you have a GilExpress book and somebody walks up to the desk and they're returning a GilExpress book, and it's going to be going back to the owning library. What you're going to have to do is, in order to get this to print out at the front desk printer, you're going to have to select circulation desk transit, click select, and then go to return items and pick the other institution's name, and then scan the barcode, which is somewhere in the book, and it'll tell you the item's destination, and you're going to have to wait about maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and then it'll print the transit slip. And so this is the letter that came out of the circulation desk printer, and this is the item that's going to be transited back to Odom Library at Valdosta. And so this will be going in with the book. Alright, so I've changed the user to student staff. You see welcome student staff. What the students see is they don't see all of the different circulation desks or departments that we do. They just see 3 now. They used to just see circulation desk Hightower and circulation desk Gillibo, and now they've got a default circ desk and a transit circ desk for Hightower. And so basically, this is about, I think, the only solution in order to get the transited items to print out at the circ desk is to have this extra circ desk here. And you would have to just be cognizant of which currently at location you were at when you selected return items. And that will basically control where the item gets printed to. Now, this right here is the help desk ticket, and I had asked about this, and I said we're able to print everything using Namtuck on the Office printer, and then I said that we had another printer that we added to the front desk, and I wanted to set up 2 printers, and how can we do that? And Chris said that the way Alma is configured, you have 1 printer per circulation desk. I do not believe there's a way to have multiple printers set up that way, which what I said was I was saying that everything I read in Alma says you can configure a printer, not that you can configure printers plural, and that there doesn't seem to be a drop-down menu letting you specify which printer you want the job to go. So I told him I added the new printer, but I couldn't figure out how to send jobs to it, and the reason why was because I didn't have an extra circulation desk is configured only for that printer. And that's what he's saying here is to create a new circulation desk expressly for that purpose and attach the new printer to it, you would need to be at that circulation desk in Alma to send to, this is the printer at the circ desk. And he says if I configure that correctly, then I should be able to use that configuration to do what we're wanting to do, which is basically what I just demonstrated. So essentially, it looks like the only way that you can do this in Alma is to choose your current circulation desk and select from the I'm physically at and select circulation desk transit if you want the transit slips to go to the printer at the front desk. Otherwise, everything is going to be coming back to the tech services printer, which is next to Brenda's office. So that's basically our options for that.